So we're back with a brand new episode of Walkin Talkin with Tim. And my guest today is Chuck Garrity, who is the founder and president of Death of the Fox Brewing Company. Did I get it wrong?
No, that's right. That's right, Tim.
I thought I was going to screw that up.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So Chuck's place is in Mickleton. Is that what it's considered?
Clarksboro in East
Clarksboro?
Greenwich. Yeah.
Same thing, right? I mean, you guys know.
Yeah, it's kind of the same town, but there's
You
three
know
different
where
towns.
it is. Yeah. So Chuck's unique, and I'll let him explain it to you, but he's unique because he has coffee and beer. So, you can show up at 10 o'clock, start drinking coffee, and by noon, you're having a beer. It's kind of cool, right? So I'm going to let Chuck kind of explain what they do exactly, because they brew a lot of cool stuff, and tell you about the company real quick.
Yeah, so we actually do brew a lot of cool stuff. We brew coffee, we brew beer, we roast coffee, and we are the first and only company that does what we do in New Jersey, and so that's kind of a
And
cool
the last,
distinction.
probably.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we don't know how the state is going to do things, and so
But super unique.
Unique. There are certain things that breweries can and cannot do in the state of New Jersey, but we, through the grace of the governor or whoever, whatever you want to call it, the legislature, we were able to, we had a window where we were able to get grandfathered in.
To do what you do.
To do what we do.
So you right now, you hold the quote unquote imaginary patent on being able to sell brew coffee and beer.
Yeah, but I would say that it's we don't know. You never know what's going to happen, but we are, we love what we do. And what I try to tell people is that, I provide happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
One way or the other. AM happiness, coffee, PM happiness, beer. You can drink coffee in the PM too. Not necessarily beer in the AM. We open the taps around noon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we kind of we are the one thing that I wanted to do was create a 7-day-a-week business. I wanted to do something. A lot of breweries, but when we opened in 2017, we're only open 2-3 days a week. A lot, many were manufacturing focused, and I wanted to do something new and different. So. And
you said it was and you have an excellent logo too.
Thank you.
And the story behind Death of the Fox is kind of cool too.
Yeah. So I'm kind of a big history buff, and a little bit of a nerd when it comes to. I seriously, I will. I'm reading like a 400-page book on the founding fathers right now, and I just love it. I like boring stuff like that. My daughter is like, Dad, you read boring stuff, but anyway, so the history is history happened all around Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the most historic city in the nation, but
absolutely,
it didn't just happen in Philadelphia. It happened all around in Jersey, in the Pennsylvania suburbs, in Delaware. So the Death of the Fox was the meeting place and the gathering place for the first fox hunting club, and the first hunting club, for that matter, in the country, in our history.
That's crazy.
And so that was called the Gloucester Fox Hunting Club. It was founded in 1766 at a coffee house.
That's crazy.
In Philadelphia.
So how many of you knew that, right?
Yes. So, and then it basically thrived for 30 or 40 years. And most of the members, there were 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence that were members of the club.
No kidding.
Yeah, and so the sport of fox hunting was obviously a very,
a big deal,
popular
right?
British sport that they brought to the colonies. And so they would meet at Death of the Fox, what it eventually became. Then it was a tavern, so they would drink, they would eat after the fox was either captured or, died. And but the thing is, we love fox. They're not killed anymore in fox hunts. And there are some animal rights people. We need to be careful, but so right here in Gloucester County, right here in East Greenwich. Amazing history. It's still standing today. It's almost 300 years old. It's a private residence.
Wow.
And we're located about a half mile from it.
That's pretty insane, right?
Yeah.
So let's jump right into your family. So you are married to Kat,
Yes.
who you've been with, you told me, for like 31 years total?
We've been together 31. We'll be married 25 in next year.
Let's see if I get this right. So you have a daughter, Darcy, who is at UMass
Yes.
for hospitality, and you have Grace, who is still at Kingsway.
Yes. She's a junior.
And she's not sure exactly what she's going to do yet. We talked about this, Grace, and we'll get back to you on that. So that's a cool thing, right? You know, so you spend a lot of time with your daughters. I see you on social media doing cool stuff, like going to school, going to concerts and stuff.
Yeah, our daughter, I love, the thing is, once you get your daughters reach like a certain age, or I would say daughters or children,
Yep.
Whether you like it or not, maybe it's cool to hang out with your kids if you can.
If you can.
My youngest daughter and I have a lot in common in terms of music. So yeah, we go to concerts. She plays piano. I play guitar.
I was headed right there.
My older daughter and I probably get to, in terms of see eye to eye more on the academic and business side of things.
Yes.
So she's asked me all the time about certain ways that I run the business. She works for the brewery. She's going into hospitality in business school at UMass. So, maybe one day she'll take it over or do something even more fantastic.
You just never know. So what are you drinking there, sir?
Oh, this is our opposing cross-section New England style IPA.
P.S. This is a prop. It's not actually beer in that can. So in case anybody in town's watching, he's not actually walking around drinking. It's water. So we talked about what you like to do for fun, right?
Yes.
And you told me, well, do people even know that you're a runner? So this guy went to Rider University first and then to TCNJ, but he went to Rider University on a track scholarship and would run, what was it? How far was it?
Well, I was a miler in high school.
A miler. And about 4:39. Not too shabby, you know what I'm saying? That's a pretty good mile, brother. So you
can't do it anymore.
Dude, I can't do 8:39. So now you're still running. You told me you ran a triathlon. You're talking about marathons. Talk about that. How many have you done?
So I've done about 8 marathons over the last 15 years. I was doing one a year for, I want to say, one a 5 to 6 year clip.
Right.
This is all before opening the brewery, because now I get my workouts at the brewery.
Yeah, right.
Mostly.
There's no time
I
for
still
this.
run, but yeah, it's not competitively anymore.
So there's running, there's music. You like to go to shows.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So what's your favorite shows to go to?
As I said, I like my rock and roll. I just got back from.
You're a hard rock guy? I mean.
Not metal.
Right.
But
hard
I like.
rock.
Yeah, I like. I like.
You're a Zeppelin kind of guy?
Good songwriting. Okay, we're gonna go Zeppelin or the Who.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta see.
That whole genre, Zeppelin, Who, you go to Fleetwood Mac, you go to all kind of there's all kind of roads to go down there.
Oh, I was saying Zeppelin or Who, kind of like.
Oh, Zeppelin or Who?
Yeah.
For me, Zeppelin all day long.
See, I'm a Who guy. I love the mind of Pete Townsend. I love Zeppelin. Don't get me wrong, but that type of So a lot of
Jimmy Page screwing up the guitar solo and still being good.
Yeah. Yeah. So my foundation is classic rock, and then I graduated in '90, and my college experience was, that's when Nirvana hit, Smashing Pumpkins, Soundgarden, grunge, the whole thing, and I was immersed in that scene. I was a DJ for a while in college. I played in some bands, and it was just great fun. And I'm still just a huge music fan today. I just this weekend, the Memorial Day weekend, I just saw Wilco up in, it's called Solid Sound Festival. It was a 3-day festival up in northern Massachusetts, and it was amazing.
So last question for you. So because you're involved with the chamber and you're involved with their crew on deck, with the young people coming up.
Yeah.
So, what's your advice to young folks coming up, whether or not they want to be whatever they want to do, whether they're going to be an executive, whether they want to be an entrepreneur, whether they want to just be whatever they want to do. What's your advice to people coming up as to how to chase their dream?
Listen. listen, really. Like, I think that a lot of times you're in situations where, you have, I guess, like being aware of the mistakes that you're making, and making sure that you're listening to people who, that may have 20, 30 years experience in whatever field you're looking to get into. And that is the best way you're going to learn. That's not a way that you're going to learn out of a textbook.
Nope.
And you just need to, and a lot, especially today, I think everybody kind of thinks they have things figured out, and okay, I'm going to be a YouTube star, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be, I'm going to get, I want to
Hey, if you can do it, great, but it's probably not likely,
I want to make $300,000 by the time I'm 25. The money will come.
Yes.
The money will come.
Don't rush it, or you're going to burn yourself out.
Right. But it's about a lot more than money.
Yes.
And so I'm an example where I was involved in the most corporate of corporate, Price Waterhouse. I was a KPMG for many years, boutique Boston consulting company. And the thing is, ultimately, you got to follow what feeds your soul and follow your heart. And the thing is, healthcare and consulting was very good to me for very long, and it allowed me to be able to invest in what I love and to be able to have this whole new phase of my career.
Yeah.
So, understand that, even though the word eternal doesn't really, that word doesn't exist to me.
Yeah.
Nothing is eternal.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So you might find yourself in a situation where, you feel like nothing's going to change, and you're, stuck in a cubicle or whatever it is. But understand, if you do a good job, you work hard, your company recognizes you, you might, it might take a little time, but you might be at a place where you might make a completely different left turn in your career, or continue going, whatever gives you that, that juice.
That's right.
That allows you to, and whether that's staying with one company or staying in the same field or going into a different field, that's the other thing I would say. Listen and go to where what feeds your soul.
Recognize what fills you up and what drains you.
Right. And then you'll reach a certain point where you'll be able to give that information down to, and that's why I think the chamber, the crew on deck is amazing, because it pairs and mentors.
Right.
I think the concept of having a mentor. I had a mentor. His name was Skip in healthcare, and he was I went to him with hard questions about what I was doing in my career, and I think it's it's great to have a mentor. So that's one advice that I would give too for young people.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody with more experience. You might not need to call them your mentor, but in your mind, understand that
you'll figure it out.
they have a lot of life experience, and also it's not just about the business; it's about life.
No, that's exactly right. You want to be
happy.
happy.
Business is like 30% of it. Life is 70%.
I say it all the time. You can't buy happiness.
You
can't buy
lead
happiness.
into each other. So
as the Beatles, right? You can't buy me love.
Can't buy me love.
You cannot buy happiness. Period.
Happiness.
No
is a
amount of
warm
money. No amount of money is gonna make you happy, right?
No.
It's just that simple. So if people want to get hold of you, how do they do that?
Come see me.
Come see
me
you.
at Death of the Fox. I'm usually there. We have some exciting expansion plans that, once official, I can tell people about.
There you go.
Call Death of the Fox. Go to our website.
Yeah.
You'll see my email address right there.
Social media.
Yeah. So
Facebook page.
we host events. We provide coffee. We provide beer to festivals and
Live music, karaoke,
all
game
that
nights.
stuff. It's fun. It's and that's what we want to be. We want to be a community center that connects people and is positive. And I think we're doing that 5 years in.
It's my favorite place to hang out, actually. He knows it because I'm always there. I might as well have a cot in the back. I'm going to start living there. So, listen, thanks for being on. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
And to everybody out there, go check out Death of the Fox. It's awesome. It's like, literally, it's one of my favorite places to go on the planet. So, the coffee's amazing. The staff's amazing. Doesn't get any better than this. So, check it out. And keep on walking, keep on moving, and we will see you next time on Walkin' and Talkin' with Tim.
Cheers.